What's up, second channel? Today we're gonna have another story time. And I know I don't want you guys to get sick of the story times, but I just have a lot of life experience because I'm 25 years old. And I've had a lot of stories and a lot of crazy things that's happened to me throughout the years of my life. So today on the channel, we're gonna be talking about how I almost got beat up at work. Now that took me forever just to say correctly because I didn't almost get beat up. But the whole situation starts in, I believe, 2017. And the name of the person that we're gonna be talking about, I actually don't know a name. Advil, put in a name right now for the person that I'm talking about.
Oh fuck, he didn't warn me about this. Michael, that's his name, Michael.
Thank you. But we're gonna be talking about, let's just say his name's Timmy.
Fuck, yeah, no, I meant Timmy. Yeah, that's why I said, yeah, Timmy.
Thanks, Advil, you didn't put it in yet. Or maybe you did. Or maybe we're on the same wavelength. Anyways, during my freshman year of college, I went to the same college as Timmy. Me and him both went to a community college, and during the time in college, we weren't really friends, but we were associated with each other, mostly because we would be in a group. By we, I mean me and my friends, and he would just come over. And it wasn't really an association as much as him just being in the same group as me. Before I continue this video, I want to say that I'm not as mean as this video will come out to be, but the dude was just really annoying, and I know that sounds bad. I know that makes it seem like I'm a bad person, but there are many reasons for why people didn't like him. And a lot of the things that he did and a lot of the ways that people treated him was because of what he did or how he treated other people. And we'll touch on this more later on in the video. So in 2016 or 2017, I was going to community college with Timmy, and Timmy and me were just associated. So me, Timmy, and then my friend Ben, we had to go to the mall because my phone broke throughout the day, and the mall was pretty far away, and me and Ben were walking up to like the cafeteria part of the school. And when we got to the cafeteria, we stumbled across Timmy, and then he asked us what we were going to be doing or where we're going to be going. And I told him that we are going to be going to the mall so I can get my phone fixed because my screen just cracked after I was just leaning back on my chair and then it fell out of my pocket. At first, it was just supposed to be me and Ben, and we were going to walk to the mall. And the mall was pretty far away. I'd say probably like maybe an hour or two just walking. And at the time, I didn't have a car or a license. So walking was the best bet. I mean, of course, we could have taken like the bus or something. But nonetheless, we started our little troop. And guess who tagged along with us? Timmy. Timmy, for some reason, tagged along with us, and throughout that whole walk, I can say that he wasn't that bad of a person. When we were on that walk to the mall, we kind of were just joking around and just having a little bit of fun, which is completely different later on in this story. Now, once we got to the mall, Timmy just disappeared. We didn't know where he was, and at the end of the day, we were kind of fine with that because we just walked to the mall. We were exhausted, and I'm not going to be walking around trying to look for Timmy. So as we were leaving, Timmy was there. He was like in the food court area, and he didn't necessarily ask for a ride, but he was with a group of people, and he didn't really even acknowledge me or Ben, which is pretty weird. Even though we weren't friends, it was still pretty weird, not even to say goodbye or like what's up or anything. But this is a common theme when it comes to Timmy. Now, after this little like interaction with him, we didn't really talk too much afterwards. Me and Ben went on to get my phone fixed, or I actually went on to get a new phone. And then we went back to college as if nothing happened. And then even throughout the weeks after that, we didn't really even talk that much. It's very weird. Now, the fall semester ended, and during that break, I lost a lot of weight, and I started going to the gym, and I started getting a lot of muscle. And when I came back during the spring semester, that's when people started to take a little bit of notice. And I actually kind of liked the attention because, you know, I never was like a big muscular person, and throughout high school I was kind of like on the flabbier side. So when I came back for the spring semester, I had a bigger group of friends and we hung out a lot. And one day I was walking through like the little lunch area, which was like a little club area too, and he saw me outside of like the lunchroom. He was like outside of the lunchroom, and I was walking out to the hallway. And at this time he's with his friend, which I think was his best friend at the time, and he looks at his friend, he looks at me, and this is a good impersonation of him. Yo, man. Yo, you kind of flabby still, son. You kind of flabby still, son. I bet you I can outweigh you. I kind of like looked at him, and I was just like in kind of disbelief because he's never acted like that before. And like, I know that he was like kind of like a jokester, but he kept looking over to his friend like to get validation that what he was saying was funny, which just didn't fly. And that's kind of like something that he's always done. So Timmy and me, we got into like a little back and forth, and I was like, dude, like, look at you. Like, honestly, at the time, it kind of hurt my ego because I lost a lot of weight, and then I felt like kind of upset that he would say something, especially in front of people, because he tried to clown me in front of like a big group of people. And then people were just kind of looking at him like, dude, you're not that fit yourself either, because he had like a bare belly, you know, body positivity, you know what I'm saying? But that happened, and then after that, I kind of like made it my mission not to talk to him ever again, not because he hurt my feelings, but because of how he interacted with me when other people were around. And this is the same thing that he'll be doing later on in this story as well. Now, from my Discord, if you join it, you'll learn that during college, college, I didn't have the best grades, and I struggled with keeping like a good GPA and just also like continuing to go to class and like making sure I was taking it more seriously. But during college, I didn't take it seriously, and I got on academic probation, and then eventually got kicked out of college. Not technically kicked out, but like kicked off of financial aid. And without financial aid, I couldn't afford it. So I ended up leaving college. But as I was gone, I was still friends with Timmy on Snapchat. And Snapchat, of course, back in 2016 and 2017 was pretty big. But the only thing that Timmy would post after I left were depressing Snapchats, either saying that he was gonna end his life or saying that he was gonna be forever alone and nobody was ever gonna love him. So me being the great person that I was, I reached out to him and tried to give him like a better understanding of life. Even though he was older than me, I would be like, yo, like life isn't that bad. So somebody said no to you about dating you and you feel like you're not gonna be with a significant other, or you're still a virgin because he wrote that in one of his Snapchats. I can understand like maybe the pressure was getting to him because he was like 25 years old. Life doesn't revolve around having a girlfriend or being in a relationship. So the things that he wasn't doing then, like getting into a relationship, he could have been working on other things. But I understood that like people take rejection differently. And the reason why I knew that he got rejected is because leading up to those like dark, sad Snapchats, he was uploading videos of this girl that he would just hang out with all the time during college. And I was like, okay, he's trying to like talk to a girl. Like I would talk to him about it. And eventually that's when this dark Snapchat started happening, saying that he was going to end his living in like 15 minutes. And if nobody reached out to him, then he was gone. So of course I continued to reach out to him. And this happened a lot, but I started to realize that he was only doing this to get attention. Attention is something that he seeks. And I realized that after he was doing that with his friend, when he kept trying to clown me and then kept looking to his friend for validation because he wanted to get attention. And a little bit after that, I didn't really talk to him that much. I didn't really want to converse with him anymore because I gave him kind of like a good like wisdom, like things that he could change or things that he shouldn't have to worry about. And he just took it and kind of like threw it in the garbage. He just didn't care. And I couldn't say that it hurt me because I gave that wisdom without really having to break a sweat, because it's something that you learn throughout life is that you don't need to go through life thinking about, oh, am I ever going to get married? Am I ever going to have a girlfriend? Or things like that. And rejection sucks. I've been rejected all throughout my school years until I got to college. And I understand where he was coming from. Maybe he felt like the pressure of it. But the next thing is that he blocked me. But after he blocked me, then I was like, fine, you could block me. Like, you got to do what you got to do. And then I moved on with life. I started working at the warehouse and meeting new friends, and then it becomes seasonal season of like 2018. And guess who I fucking see? I see Timmy. Timmy's there. Timmy's walking from all the way across from like the warehouse all the way to lunch. And when I see him, I stop him like, yo, what's up, man? How you been? Blah, blah, blah. Chopping it up a little bit. And he was like, yeah, man, you know, I've been good, bro. I've been good, you know, blah, blah, blah. Just, you know, the same chopping it up thing. So I'm like, yo, I'm happy that you're like working and everything else. Like the last time I saw you weren't working, and like I'm happy for you. He goes on his merry way, and then like I don't really talk to him that much, but people start to talk to him, and he starts to get like a little bit of like a friend group at work. And it's more likely because he like engulfed himself into that friend group. Like he like kind of put himself into that situation. But after that, he kind of leaves because during the seasonal season, after the season ends and your time is gone, like you leave and then they'll either hire you back or you just come back the next season. And I'm pretty sure you got hired right after that season. So Timmy comes back and he's in my department now. He starts to get too comfortable. And people start to realize that he was doing things more for a reaction and more for validation than he ever did when he was just a seasonal. And when you're kind of like not comfortable in a situation, you kind of like dumb things down or like kind of keep it on the low that you're kind of like funny or anything. If you're starting anything new, then you try to make it seem like you're not the person that you are. Like when I started working, I never really gave my personality until I met friends, until I had friends. And then all of a sudden, then I was like happy, having fun and everything else. But that was the same thing for him. He didn't really seek validation when he was just like a regular seasonal worker. But when he became like a regular core worker, that's when he started to seek validation. He would work really hard and then like try to be the top of the like class of pickers just to seek validation from our managers, which is okay because everybody seeks validation in their own way. But then he started to clown some other people. He started to clown like other people that he's normally nice to, but if new people would come in, he would start to clown the people that he's normally nice to because he wanted to get more friends and more validations, which just isn't the way to go about things, especially if you're trying to like maintain friendships. Now, I've seen this a lot of times like when I was working, and a lot of the times when somebody new would come around, people would switch out. I've seen that with like a lot of people that I worked with. Timmy was one of those people that would switch up if there's somebody new, or if he was trying to impress people. Like say I'm a nerd and then and some cool people come to work, even though it doesn't matter because we're not in high school. But people that he thinks are cooler than you come to work. He'll try to clown you in front of them to try to seek validation from them. And that was just a continuation of something that he would always repeatedly do. And he would never stop until somebody clowned him back, and then he got upset about it. That's how we realized that he was only seeking validation, because if he wasn't seeking validation, he wouldn't be upset if somebody clowned him back. He was somebody that can dish it out but can never take it. At this point in the story, this is when it starts to get real. So at this time, people start to come to me and say like, yo, Timmy's being very annoying, bro. Like, bro, we can't stand him. And at the time, I was pretty bold. I was probably like 20, 21 years old. And I just didn't take no shit, to be honest. And the thing is, my friend group, they would always be really nice. We're all really nice people. And we don't really like to, you know, step on toes and like be real sometimes. But that was up until the time that we had to be. So it's me and my friend group. We're all in a circle and Timmy comes. And this is no exaggeration of how this impression comes. But he's like, we're talking about something. I think we're talking about boxing or the UFC. Timmy comes over. He's like, yo, man, you talk about that Ronda Rousey fight, bro? That shit was crazy, man. At this point, Ronda Rousey was already like beaten for her belt and she was already in WWE. So I look at him and I'm like, bro, we're not even talking about that. So, all right. So here's the dynamic. He would come into the circle, try to talk, and then completely throw off everybody's vibe. And nobody liked that, but nobody would say anything. I felt like I had to say something because he wasn't getting the hint. So we're in the circle. He goes, yo, man, what about that Ronda Rousey fight, man? You serious, man? That was crazy, man. And that was like maybe like 6 months beforehand. So I'm like, bro, nobody fucks with you in this circle. I'm sorry to say it. And you just completely kill the vibe whenever you come over. I told you, this is going to make it sound like I'm really bad, but I'm really not. So he goes around the circle and he goes to this older guy that we used to work with. And he's like, yo, man, this your son, man? Yo, bro, this your boy? This your boy? Like, to everybody in the circle, try to clown me. Like, this is what he always tried to do. And you would like try to seek validation. So you'd always look to the side, or always look to the person that he's talking to, that he's clowning, or that he's like talking to about clowning somebody else. And I'm like, bro, Timmy, just get your tickets, bro, and start picking, bro. Because it's like in the morning and it's like a busy day and we're all just chilling. I really don't want to deal with that. He gets upset and he's like, he goes to go get his tickets and he's like, yo, why don't you make me go get the tickets? Why don't you make me? Why don't you make me? And I'm like, no, because it's at work. I'm not going to fight you at work. And all I said was things are facts. So I wasn't even mad at this point. I was just like, man, I was just fed up. Nobody really wanted to talk to him, and he always tried to make him like the main character of the group, if that makes sense. So he's at the ticket place and he's getting his tickets, and I'm like, but you're getting your tickets. And he's like, oh, how about you make me? How about you make me? And at this point, we're probably like 20 feet away from each other, and he continues to go on. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not gonna keep going on about that. And there's no what's it called? There is no sweat off my back. If that's, I don't even know if that's what the saying is. But like, I don't know. I didn't care. That's the thing. So I just went on with my day as whatever. And then somebody comes up to me and he's like, yo, Timmy's talking hella shit, saying that he pressed you in the lunchroom and stuff. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, man, he's saying that he pressed you, man. That's crazy. That shit was just weird to me. And he tried to say that he pressed me, and nothing really came out about it until like he tried to get me and my friend Al in trouble, trying to say that we like try to have somebody beat him up, which is just that's a story for another day, to be honest. Moral of the story, when you're in a position that you're gonna get beat up, don't get into that position, because that person who seeks validation will try to exploit the story and try to make himself look like he was like the bigger person, or the person that was trying to like I can't explain it, like the guy that came out in the end to win, something like that, you know. But this has been a story time. I'm gonna be recording like another one after this, but these are gonna be something that are like intimate, like in with like me making movie reviews, because I realized that movie reviews take a while. And salute to anybody that makes movie reviews as like a full-time gig on YouTube. Sheesh, doing this as a second channel and having like the main channel, doing movie reviews take like 2 days or 3 days. And yeah, I just need like a little break. You know, you don't want me to get burned out watching movies the whole time. But thank you all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like. Also join the Discord, subscribe to me, my dumbass. Follow me on Instagram and send me a message. Talk to me about my story. And Timmy, if you're watching this, I hope you gotten better. I hope you're still not pick me. And I'm sorry for making you look stupid, and then you had to say that you tried to fight me and beat me up or press me. Sorry. But anyways, thank you all again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.